Hi, today on Park Pass we're going to be doing Secrets Revealed of Alice in Wonderland. This whole attraction, we're going to learn everything you never knew about this attraction. Let's do it. One of the first things that you might notice is the caterpillars that go by, they only have 2 tires on them, the 2 rear tires. There's no tire on the very front. It's actually on the track. You can see the caterpillar coming right by here. There is no front tire, it's just right on the track. Only the rear has tires. There you go. So because of that, sometimes they have to do a little weight configuration for the attraction. Also, you'll notice right here that this is a garden. And when you come out of the garden, what do you see? The rabbit. The rabbit's footprints are right on the right track going into the rabbit hole. So underneath there, that's the garden that Alice saw the white rabbit, and she followed that rabbit down the rabbit hole. Now right behind me and above me is a giant mushroom. Now when Disneyland first opened, it wasn't like an all-day pass. You would have to buy tickets, and the tickets were ranked A, B, C, D, and E. The more thrilling the attraction, the higher the letter. So an E ticket attraction, the E's were the ones that were like the very best, and then A's were kind of like, eh. Well, Alice in Wonderland, when it first debuted, was a D ticket, that's right, D, and this was the ticket booth, little mushroom. They kept the mushroom here, they don't use it as a ticket booth now. Now this is the cast members kind of store their stuff in it, whatever, while they're doing their shifts. But this was the original ticket booth when they used to take tickets, D ticket attraction. While you're waiting in line, you'll see this magnificent tree that the ride goes around. Now, a lot of people assume that this is a fake tree. No, this is a real tree, 100% real. They built the ride around it. There's a little wait sign. You'll notice the Cheshire Cat has lifted his ears, eyebrows, and hair off to salute you. It's about a 40-minute wait from here, is what it says. It might be easier to see it on this side. The Cheshire Cat began to vanish quite slowly, beginning with the end of its tail and ending with its grin, which remained sometime after the rest of it had gone. Well, I've often seen a cat without a grin, thought Alice, but a grin without a cat? It's the most curious thing I've ever saw in my life. The Alice in Wonderland attraction is based off a book by Lewis Carroll, who wrote that in the 1800s. Now, the book, Alice in Wonderland, is a classic. It's very popular. In all its time, it's never been out of print. It's been translated into over 157 different languages. Lewis Carroll was actually a mathematician. He liked math, and he wrote the story. And a lot of people, there's kind of a little bit of a debate. It's called nonsensical literature, where it's just kind of full of nonsense. Other people say it's not really nonsensical literature. It's a criticism, because at the time when he wrote it, you weren't allowed to criticize the monarchy, you know, the king and the queen at the time. He wasn't allowed to publicly criticize it. So some people say it's really his way of just kind of talking about the social injustices that were going on. For example, the House of Lancaster in England, I believe their flower is the red rose. The House of York is the white rose. So when the queen doesn't like the white roses, she only wants the red roses. It might be a commentary that she doesn't like the House of York. It's just an interesting little tidbit. But what's important is Walt Disney, he loved this story, and he adapted it into a film in 1951, a very popular animated film, Alice in Wonderland. Now, Lewis Carroll wrote the story Alice in Wonderland. Lewis Carroll was a pun master. He loved puns. He had a wicked sense of humor. I actually like this sense of humor a lot. One of the best puns I think he ever did was in the book Alice in Wonderland. There's a part where Alice is trying to explain to the Queen of Hearts how the Earth rotates on its axis. And when she explains that to the Queen, she's like, yes, the Earth is rotating on its axis. The Queen, she's like, axis, off with their heads. And she gets all angry. I love stuff like that. Disney animated the film Alice in Wonderland in 1951. Now, Disneyland opened in 1955, July 17th, 1955. And the idea was they wanted to have Alice in Wonderland be an opening day attraction. And as they were building Disneyland, trying to do it, the budget constraints and all the things they're trying to do, they kept trimming down what they could to get done. Eventually they said, okay, we can't do an Alice in Wonderland ride, but we can do an Alice in Wonderland walkthrough adventure. And that was the idea, is all right, we'll just have you walk through and see the story of Alice in Wonderland. Eventually that also got scrapped, so it didn't appear on opening day. There are 12 caterpillars that you get a ride, and there are 6 different paint schemes. So you can see like that pink one matches, let's see here. That one right there matches that caterpillar right there. So there's 2 paint schemes that are exactly the same. I'll get to when the ride first opened up, but you have to know when the ride did first open up, you would come right down this track down right here. You didn't go into this building, you would just do a U-turn and come right here and be done with it. This was not added till later. And we'll talk about that a little bit later on in the video, but just know that it ended up coming down here and just ending right here. The idea of Alice in Wonderland was pitched again to Walt Disney, and Walt Disney really wanted an attraction for Alice in Wonderland. So he was working with Claude Coates, who was an animator in a lot of the films. And he says, I want, Claude, can you make the Alice in Wonderland attraction? They built this attraction in 11 months, under a year. It opened on June 14th, 1958. June 14th, 1958. When Claude Coates was designing the ride though, his original idea is he wanted it to be a car that you're riding in to be like a deck of cards, have cards all around it. You know how the Queen of Hearts has a bunch of cards. Walt Disney didn't like that idea. He says, how about you do a caterpillar instead? So Claude Coates came up with this idea and designed it to look like a caterpillar. When the ride was completed, they had to file for a patent for the caterpillar car. And Disney says, Walt, you have to, Claude, you have to apply for the patent. You're the one that built the cars. And Claude's like, no, I can't do that. He's like, it was Walt's idea for the caterpillar car, but they still made him apply for the patent because he's the one that built the cars. The patent was finally issued for the caterpillar car. The patent lasted for 14 years. The day that the patent was issued, they gave it to Claude Coates. He then turned around and just sold it back to the Disney Corporation for $10, saying it belonged to Walt anyways. If you look in the back of the mushroom, you can see there's 3 pairs of shoes, 6 shoes. Much easier to see when you're riding the ride coming down to see them. Well, those shoes belong to the caterpillar. Why are the shoes still there? Well, the caterpillar turned into a butterfly and left its shoes. Getting ready to go into the boarding area. There's, of course, the garden that Alice followed the white rabbit. There's my caterpillar, the pink one. There's a little door to the entrance to the toadstool. As you're going through, you're gonna look down. You're gonna see the rabbit's footprints are right there. And she's gonna say down, down, down.
Adventures in Wonderland began when I followed the white rabbit down the rabbit hole. All of a sudden, I fell. Down, down, down.
Oh, look into the white rabbit. Wow. See, we all fell.
Oh, Mr. Rabbit, wait, please.
He went this way. No, that way. All right, hello, good night.
Now this is curious.
Oh, by the way, he went this way. I'm not sure where I am either.
Don't go, please.
You could try this way. Would quickly lose his head.
Since this is the thought we dread, we're making the roses red.
Don't tell the queen what you have seen.
Or say that what
Her Royal Majesty, the Queen of Hearts, and the King.
Shall we play croquet?
Rule 42, the Queen always wins.
Having Steve and I are lifting too.
Alice in Wonderland is a Disneyland exclusive attraction. This is only located here in Disneyland. They have like a maze, Alice in Wonderland maze in Disneyland Paris, but this is it's the only Disney park that has a ride, an attraction here at Disneyland for Alice in Wonderland. At the very end of the attraction, you see Alice in Wonderland. She is sitting there at the Merry Unbirthday party. That statue of Alice was at the beginning of the ride when it opened in 1958. That was the original statue. They moved it from there when they did refurbish this in 1983. Now, let's talk about the refurbishment. When the ride was completed in June 14th of 1958, from 1955 to 1983, this was the only dark ride that Disney built in that entire time. Now, you might be asking yourself, well, what's a dark ride? A dark ride is an attraction that like on a track and goes inside a building to tell a story, inside a building. Dark ride doesn't necessarily mean scary. For example, Pinocchio, Snow White, Peter Pan, Alice in Wonderland, those are all considered dark rides because you're in a building being told a story. There's the Queen of Hearts, guys. There she is. She's dancing for the teacups. I love it. When you ride the attraction, who appears more in Alice in Wonderland, the White Rabbit or Alice in Wonderland? Well, the White Rabbit does. The White Rabbit appears 4 times, where Alice in Wonderland only appears 3 times. So is it really Alice in Wonderland's attraction, or is it more the White Rabbit's attraction? Disney did a massive retheming of Fantasyland. It reopened in 1983. They basically gutted all of Fantasyland and reopened it with new theming, new attractions. I mean, they updated all attractions. Well, Alice in Wonderland wasn't completed in time. They didn't complete Alice in Wonderland until April of 1984. They were redoing that. Now, remember I told you how I used to go down and just flip around and do a U-turn? That's when they added the unbirthday scene, was in 1984. You come down and see Alice in Wonderland and have the new birthday scene. When they did the refurbishment in 1984 for Alice in Wonderland, they added 24 3D characters. And most of those characters are at the very end at the unbirthday scene. But that's when they also refurbished the old Alice, who's in the front of the ride. They picked her up from the front of the ride and moved her to the very end of the ride, where she is at the cake, right there, at the table for the table. This time I got the green caterpillar. Pull down the bar, and want me to push up. All right, I'm going to point out a few things as we ride the ride this time. So, of course, already pointed out the footprints. We're going down the rabbit hole right now. Down, down, down. I love that. Down, down, down. This nose on the doorknob is one of the most repainted things at Disney because people keep touching the nose. There's the rabbit. There's Alice. Tweedledee and Tweedledum right there. It's the White Rabbit's house. There's the White Rabbit again. Now, we're gonna go through here. The flowers are singing, and they think we're a weed. And there they are. And the caterpillars are like, who are you? And then this dandelion's gonna roar at us. Right here. We go into the Tugly Woods. This place is kind of crazy and bonkers, but fun. There's the Cheshire Cat. And then it disappears. She's slowly disappearing. There's Alice again. The second time we've seen Alice. Now right up here is one of the best hidden Mickeys ever. It's painted on the hedge maze. It is a little droplet of paint right there on the hedge. Now you can see that they're painting their roses. Paint splashing. And then right here is the rabbit again.
And the king.
Shall we play croquet?
Rule 42. The queen always
Rule
wins.
42, the queen always wins. Here goes the hedgehog on the grass. Upsetting the queen. And you're gonna hear the Goofy yell right here. Now it goes by really fast. I don't think I quite caught it on film there, but when you're gonna go after the queen hits the hedgehog and it's going through, there's a little plaque that says, sentence first, verdict after. Anyways, you'll see that there's that caterpillar shoes. This here was completely refurbished, all of these leaves. The leaves weren't always like this. They had to refurbish them because of OSHA violations. There wasn't handrails. We'll talk about that a little bit later on here. But now we're gonna go down, we're gonna see Alice for the very last time, which was the original Alice at the beginning of the ride when it opened in 1958. Now she's at the end. You get some nice little animations here, the teapots. At the end of the ride, there used to be a really big explosion, but they kind of toned it down. There's Alice. And there's the white rabbit. And it used to, at the end of the ride, it used to kind of have a flash. You hear that sound like whoo, and then it kind of flash. They really toned it down now. It doesn't have that big explosion or that flash anymore. You still feel that anxiety because you feel it getting a little bit higher in tone. How long does the ride take? It takes 3 minutes and 38 seconds. 3 minutes and 38 seconds of glorious wonderness. It used to be that these were just leaves up here, right? These leaves up here, and in 2015, an OSHA worker saw them and they took photos of them and says that it wasn't compliant. That might have been 2010, I'm getting my dates confused, but they had to shut the ride down until they put up some handrails and they put up some scrim around it. Then eventually they took, because it was just leaves, but now they've made it platforms and now it's OSHA compliant for the employees. Now, if the ride ever breaks down and you're out on the leaf on up there where the tree is, the ride ever breaks down there, they won't let you get out of the car. You have to stay there until the ride gets continuing going. If it's really hot, they will have a cast member come up there and they'll push your car, your little Caterpillar cart, underneath a tree so you have some shade. That happened to my mom one time, and they sat there for about an hour in the shade. That also happened to me one time. The ride broke down and they had us walk out of the ride. One of my greatest memories. And I walked right by that hedge, you know, the hedge where the Hidden Mickey is painted. And I got to get a picture of me there, they let me touch that little Hidden Mickey. And I got a picture of that. So I'll show you that picture here. Here I am touching that Hidden Mickey as I was walking out of the Alice in Wonderland attraction. Oh my gosh, I was so baby-faced. This is taking a long time ago, but look, if you notice carefully, I'm still wearing a backpack, even wore them back then. And then here, this photo, this shows the Hidden Mickey that I was touching, kind of a nice little view of that Hidden Mickey. The Alice in Wonderland attraction is very unique because you go up on the second level. You're actually going above, in that building right there, above Mr. Toad's Wild Ride. So you're on top of Mr. Toad's Wild Ride. So you think of it as a double-decker. This is Alice in Wonderland, and this is Mr. Toad's down below. It's also the only dark ride that goes outside to inside and then back to outside. It's the only dark ride that goes outside. All the other dark rides, they remain inside the building. This one, you're going out to start outside, then you go inside, then you go back outside, then you go back inside, and you literally are in and out. So I guess it's a dark ride with the light side. There's a little book right there. Now, this attraction is very faithful to the 1951 film. They couldn't do the whole film, but the Alice in Wonderland is very faithful to the 1951 animated film. It's sort of faithful to the book. The animated film took some liberties with the book, but the ride pretty much follows the film. Now, right across from Alice in Wonderland, you've got the teacups. The teacups actually used to be located further in Fantasyland, but they moved it here in the 1983 refurbishment because they wanted the teacups closer to Alice because it's part of the Alice in Wonderland experience. It's one of the few movies, Alice in Wonderland, that has two attractions. You've got Alice in Wonderland and the teacups based off the Alice in Wonderland movie. The other one is Dumbo. You have Casey Jr.'s train, and you also have the Dumbo elephant ride. Now some people say, well, Star Wars has three. You've got Star Tours, Smuggler's Run, and Rise Resistance. Well, those aren't all the same movies. They're portraying different movies. Right at the exit attraction, there's a really cool photo op spot. There's the exit. If you turn right here, you can see this door. It says W Rabbit for White Rabbit. Teeny tiny little door. It's a perfect place to come get a little photo op with your little ones. They can stand right there. There's a little walkway. You go right there and stand right in front of the White Rabbit door to his house. It's right next to the Mad Hatter hat shop. I'm gonna go inside the Mad Hatter hat shop and show something really cool. There's a little mirror right there. It says, "Who are you?" And periodically, the Cheshire Cat will appear behind that mirror. You just have to wait for it. Oh, there it is. Oh, now it disappeared. Let's see if we get a better view of that Cheshire Cat. Oh, there he is. Also, you'll notice they have little mirrors there that for you to look at, put on ears and hats to look on. The mirrors are have rabbit ears around them. And remember that little door that I showed you for the White Rabbit? That's if you came in the door, it comes right in here. This is the White Rabbit's house. It's got some little stairs that go up there. It's very cute. You can see they got some family here, the rabbit family. And then looking over, and of course they've got carrots, a little bed. All for rabbits. Doesn't stop there. They also have the exit. You got another little portrait of the rabbit, some rabbits, because we're inside his house. Walt was very fond of Alice in Wonderland, the animated film. So when they were doing this, making the attraction, he wanted it to be like the film. Hi guys, how are you? Hi. Can we get a picture? Sure, sure. Walt really wanted the attraction, Alice in Wonderland, to really encompass and be very similar to the movie, Alice in Wonderland, the movie. So when they were making this ride, what did they do? They got all the same people who worked on the animated film, the animators, the people. They all came and were working on this particular attraction. They got Catherine Beaumont. She was the voice of Alice in Wonderland for the animated film. They had her come back and reprise her voice for the lines for this attraction. So everybody pretty much who worked on this attraction worked on the film Alice in Wonderland. That's awesome. Now, you have an assignment. You have to tell me what to do next. I've already done an Alice in Wonderland Secrets Revealed, but I did it a long time ago. I went back and watched it. I was like, I didn't do hardly any secrets. I don't know what I was thinking. And I looked at a lot of our older ones. I could redo them better. What attractions do you guys want some secrets revealed? Put it down in the comments down below, and we can redo that, revisit that, to give you more secrets and more history of these attractions. Because there's just so much. I can learn about it all day long. I think it's very fun. Also, I need to find a little spot where I can talk to you guys kind of privately for a moment. So let me go find that spot. But before we do that, if you want to come down to Disneyland, it's really simple. There's a link down below right in the description. You click that link, or you can call 1-855-GETAWAY. When they answer the phone, be sure to tell them the Provost Park Pass sent you, or Park Pass, and they will help you get the best deals on you'll save money on your tickets and on your hotel rooms. They'll let you know which hotels are having like a third night free or a fourth night free, so that way you can save some money when you come down to do your Disney trip. Seriously, save money. Click the link down below or call them. You can save money. Why not? All right, I do have to find a spot. While I'm looking at that spot, hit the like and subscribe because I got more videos coming out. I'll do more Secrets Revealed videos because of what you want. So just put it down in the comments down below which attractions I should redo. Let me find a spot. I'm gonna go in the Red Rose Tavern, order some food, and then you and I can talk. Let's go in here and get some food. All right, I got what's called the Autumn Flatbread. It's kind of new for the, I guess, Halloween time. It's piping hot, so it's gonna give me a chance to let it cool down while I talk to you. I want you to know that I am talking to you right now, and I'm being sincere, and I absolutely mean what I'm trying to convey. I want you to know that you are amazing, you are awesome, and you are enough. You are unique, and you are special, and you make the world better by being part of it. Don't ever forget that. I know that, and I hope you hear that enough. And if you don't, take a moment with me right now to really reflect on that. I want you to know that you are awesome. And I'm talking to you. Just got done eating, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Hit the like and subscribe button. I can't wait to see you in our next video. Whoa. What's going on there? Hi! I think the white balance was off, so I readjusted it. But anyways, hit the like and subscribe. I can't wait to see you in our next video. We got some really good ones coming out. And I'm going to start redoing... Well, you said a little burp there. Sorry about that. I'm going to start redoing some secrets revealed again on some old attractions that I've done a long time ago. We got new secrets to tell you guys. You're the best. I appreciate you, and I think you're awesome. Now, there's one other little thing we talk about real quickly. Is at the end of this video, YouTube's going to recommend a video for you to see. Click on that. They positive you're going to like that video. And the other thing is you can see our end card where there's a bunch of names on it. Those are the Provost Park Pass Patreon members. If you want to have your name on that card, you can click the link down below, and it's like $3 a month. And right now we're doing this little special, limited special for the two top tiers, for the platinum level and the professor level. If you sign up, you'll have an opportunity. We'll schedule a phone call with you. You'll be able to have a phone call with Amanda, and she'll talk to you and tell you whatever, pretty much whatever you want to talk about. She'll talk to you about like planning trips or just like kind of get to know her a little bit better. But if you want to have a phone call with Amanda, sign up to become a patron on the one of the top two tiers. You're the very best. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye. Something kind of fun. When you're in the mini Mickey's, like the Mickey's house, there's a little thing there that says Through the Mirror shooting script, because Mickey shot a thing called Through the Mirror, which is an homage to, of course, Through the Looking Glass.
There we go.
Oh my gosh, guys, there's the Queen. There she is. The Queen's going through. This looks great. Alice in Wonderland, secrets revealed. Let's talk about Alice, and it was a great film made in 1951. They wanted the attraction, but then they couldn't afford the attraction, so then it was gonna become a walk-through attraction, but then eventually they did it in 1958 and made an amazing attraction. And to our Patreons, thank you so much. We love you.